All right, today we'll be writing equations in slope-intercept form. An equation in the slope-intercept form is going to be written as y equals mx plus b. M is your slope, b is your y-intercept. And of course, this is where you will always start your graph, and this is where it crosses the y-axis. If you notice, y equals 3x plus 5, this equation is already in slope-intercept form. And all you would have to do if they wanted you to graph this equation is your y-intercept is 5, and so that's where you would start. It crosses the y-axis at 5. And then the slope is 3, so it's up 3 and over 1. And you would connect, and that would be that line, y equals 3x plus 5. All right, we have here 8x plus y equals negative 5. It is not in y equals mx plus b form, but we could easily get it there. All you need to understand is that we just need to solve for y every time. And since we know how to solve for equations and solve for the unknown variable, we're just going to move everything around. Don't forget that whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. So if you look, you have y over here on the left already, so let's just move 8x. And to move 8x, you do the opposite. This is a positive 8x. So when I subtract 8x from both sides, I'm just going to put it there. These 8x's cancel, and I can just bring down my y. And so now I cannot combine negative 8x and negative 5. So you just bring down your negative 8x and your negative 5, and now it is in slope-intercept form. Y equals 8x minus 5. All right, so now we have 10x plus 3y equals 15. We're still trying to get this y by itself, but the first thing you need to do is move everything else around it. So we have positive 10x here. Let's go ahead and subtract 10x from both sides. Move the whole thing. All right, 10x minus 10x, it cancels. So I bring down my 3y equals, I'm going to bring down that negative 10x because I can't combine negative 10x and 15, and I bring down my positive 15. So be sure to just bring it down. Again, whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you have to do to the other. So don't forget, we're going to do the opposite. So this is 3 times y. So let's divide everything by 3. So when we divide everything by 3, these 3's cancel. So we have y equals, I have negative 10 over 3, and guess what? This is one time when it is okay to have that improper fraction. Plus, and then 15 divided by 3 is 5. That simplifies. And that is it. That is all you do. I know it doesn't look right all of the time because you see that fraction, but it is okay. That is your slope. Your slope would be, you would start your graph at 5 on your y-axis, and you would go down 10 units and over 3. That's all you would do. It is okay to have a fraction. 3x minus y equals negative 3. Again, we want it in y equals mx plus b form. I'm going to go ahead and subtract 3x from both sides. Your 3x is going to cancel. I'm going to bring down this negative y equals negative 3x minus 3. I hope you guys understand that I put that in that order because I want it to look like y equals mx plus b. So that's the whole goal, guys. All right, I have a negative y and I have a negative 3x and negative 3. What's understood to be in front of this y is always a 1, so I could go through and divide everything by negative 1, and that will change all of my signs. Negative 1 divided by negative 1 is positive 1. Of course, you don't write that 1 in front. It's understood. Never write that 1 in front. Negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3. And negative 3 divided by negative 1 is positive 3. So that is your answer. That is that equation written in slope-intercept form. All right, so what if I have y equals negative 1? What that means is they want you, if you had to graph it, of course it's already in slope-intercept form, but if you had to graph y equals negative 1, this is where it crosses the y-axis. So if y equals negative 1, this is it. Y equals negative 1. So you would have a horizontal line. Sorry, my line isn't straight, guys. And if you notice, y is always negative 1. Like here, this is negative 1, negative 1. Negative 2, negative 1. Negative 3, negative 1. That is true. Y is always negative 1 on this horizontal line that crosses the y-axis. If you have x equals 2, it's going to cross the x-axis at 2. So here's 2, and now you will have a vertical line. I just wanted to throw this in there because a lot of times it confuses the students. Again, please excuse my line that is not straight. I apologize. But that is the end of the lesson. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and I will help you in any way that I can. And don't forget, like and subscribe, Math Junkie on YouTube for more video tutorials. Thanks, guys.